Hey friends, it's Mrs. Walker. For our lesson today, we're going to talk about how we can compare uh, differences in lengths. So our learning goal for today says, I can measure and compare differences in lengths using inches, feet, and yards. So the materials that you'll need for this lesson are just your dry erase board. So make sure you grab that or a piece of paper to write on. All right, friends, so I want to cover this desk in paper. I need to have a few extra inches on each side to tape it down. How can I figure out if I have enough paper? What do you think? Well, there's a few things I could do, right? I could measure both the desktop and the paper. I could put the paper on the desk to make sure that paper is longer than the desk. Or I could use a ruler, or a yardstick to measure both lengths. So there's just some different options that I have. Let's measure the desk first. What measurement tool should I use? Should I use like a ruler, a yardstick? What should I use? Maybe a yardstick? Yeah, we could use a yardstick. We could use a ruler, but it would take longer because the desk is longer than the ruler. So we can use the yardstick, but still measure in inches to get an accurate measurement. A yardstick is a pretty cool measurement tool because it can measure in inches, feet, or a yard. All right, so I measured the desk and it's 24 inches. Then I measured the paper and the paper is 30 inches. So I'm going to note that down here. So which is longer, the desk or the paper? Yeah, the paper is longer. How much longer is the paper? How do you know? So I want you guys to pause the video and I want you to try and figure out how much longer is the paper than the desk. So go ahead and pause the video. You're going to either add or subtract to find how much longer the paper is than the desk. So pause the video, solve, and then click play when you're ready to go over it together. All right, friends, pause if you need more time. So when I was able to subtract, I could figure out that the paper is 6 inches longer because 30 minus 24 equals 6. Did you guys get that too? All right, awesome. All right, friends, can you please help me with one more thing? I needed help with figuring out the paper and my table with the desk. Now I need help with one more thing. Can you guys help me with one more thing? Oh, you guys are the best. Okay, so here I have some things, right? You can see that I have some string. I'm holding a picture, and then I have our class. I want to hang up some pictures using this string. How can we figure out if we have enough string? What can we do? Yeah, well, we need to measure the string and the wall. That's the first thing. We can't even try and hang up any pictures before we figure out if we have enough string. So which measurement tool should we use? Remember we talked in the last part, we talked about a ruler or a yardstick. What do you think? Yeah, probably a yardstick, right? Because we're measuring the classroom. We could use a ruler, but that would take so much time and we'd have to use like iteration of the ruler and take the ruler and measure at one part and then pick that ruler up and move it next to it and keep picking it up and moving it and picking it up and moving it. It could take a long time for us to do that. So we can use our yardstick to measure in inches, feet, and yards. Let's measure in feet for this because we have such a long wall that we're measuring. All right, so let's say there is a measurement between 4 and 5 feet. Do you remember what to do if our measurement falls between the foot hash marks? So if it's in between 4 and 5 feet, do you guys remember what we do? Oh, I hear some good conversations there. So if it's more than halfway, we say it's about 5 feet. If it's less than halfway, we say it's about 4 feet. Okay, so that's kind of like when we're doing our rounding, right? And we're going halfway. If it's a little more than halfway, we go up. If it's less than halfway, we go down. Same thing applies when we're measuring. Okay, so I got to work, spent some time measuring, And I measured the string and it was 17 feet. So I'm going to label that down here by my string. And then I was measuring away again, and I measured the wall too. It was 32 feet. So I'm going to label that here. How can we figure out how much more string we need? What do you guys think? How can we figure out how much more string we need? Yeah, oh, we could subtract, right? We could take the length of our wall and subtract how much feet we have right now. So 32 minus 17, and to get our unknown, which is how much string we need. Oh, or we could add. So we could do 17 plus our unknown amount of string equals 32 feet. Ah, pretty cool. So we have two different ways that we could solve this problem. I want you to choose one of the number sentences to solve. So pause the video. You're either going to solve with subtraction or you're going to use some form to be able to add or count on. Okay, so pause the video, solve this problem, and then click play when you're ready to go over it together. All right, friends, pause if you need more time. Okay, so I got me some more space. I moved up my number sentences a little bit. I'm going to split our screen in half so our problems don't run into each other. So we're going to look at 32 minus 17. And for this one, I'm going to subtract using the standard form. So I'm going to look in the ones place. I have two ones. Oh, I can't take away 7. Oh my goodness. What do I do? Oh, wait, I know. Okay, so I need to go to the tens place and I need to decompose one of these tens into 10 ones. So when I decompose a 10, now I'm left with two tens, and I have 10 ones, and I'm going to add that to my 2 ones, and that gives me 12 ones. And now I have plenty to be able to subtract. So 12 minus 7 is 5. And now I can go to my tens place. 2 tens minus 1 10 equals 110. So we have 15. Okay, so maybe some of you used that strategy. If you did, awesome. Let's check out how we can use the arrow way to help us add on to be able to solve 17 plus our unknown equals 32. And friends, if we did this right, we're probably going to get 15 like we did when we subtracted. So let's give it a shot. All right, so we're going to start with 17. I want to make a friendly number, so I want to get to that next 10. So I would have 17 plus 3 equals 20. Now I'm going to add another 10. And I'm not at 32 yet. I'm only at 30, so I have to keep going. But boy, I'm close. So I'm going to add some ones now. So I'm going to add 2. So 30 plus 2 equals 32. Now I'm not done yet with what number goes in our unknown in our number sentence. I have to add these 3 numbers. So 3 plus 10 plus 2. Well, I know that 3 and 2 make 5. So 10 and 5 make 15. Oh, friends, we did it! We got it! They both equal 15. So no matter which strategy you're using, you're able to find our unknown amount of string. So we need 15 more feet of string. Is that what you guys got? Oh, awesome. Okay, if for some reason you didn't get that, that's okay. I want you to rewind the video and go to one of the strategies that I used or that you used. So if you use the adding on, I want you to go back and rewind and just watch that part of the video. If you use just your subtraction, I want you to go back and watch that part of the video to help you. Okay, friends, so let's work on our application problem. So our application problem says, Katya is hanging decorative lights. The strand of lights is 46 feet long. The building wall is 84 feet long. How many more feet of light does Katya need to buy to equal the length of the wall? So you guys are going to pause the video and you're going to solve this one all on your own and then click play when you're ready to go over it together. All right, friends, pause if you need more time. All right, so before I even started working on solving this problem with working out my math, I wanted to draw a picture to help me. And I draw a tape diagram, right? Because that's part of the RDW process. Read, draw, write. So I read the problem already. Now I'm going to draw a picture. So I know that the wall is 84 feet. And I know that Katya has lights that are 46 feet. So my unknown piece of information is this missing in the rest of the lights that she needs to buy. Okay, so now I know based on looking at this, I need to do some subtraction because when I'm missing one of the parts, I'm going to use subtraction to be able to solve this. Now, if you wanted to add on like we did in the last problem and use the arrow way, you could absolutely do that. The way that you would do that would be starting with 46 and counting up to 84, okay? But I'm going to model with subtraction. So I have 84 minus 46. Well, I'm going to break apart some of these numbers. I'm going to use kind of some number bonds to help us. So 84, I could subtract much easier if it was 40 and 6. So I'm going to take 84 minus 40, and I know that that's 44. Now I need to subtract 44 or 6 from 44, and I'm going to break that apart even more. Okay, I'm going to take apart, I know if I have 44, I only need a 4 to be able to make that a 10, the next 10 as I subtract. So I'm going to break the 6 into 4 and 2. So now 44 minus 4 equals 40. Now I'm going to subtract that 2 that I have left. So 40 minus 2 equals 38. So instead of unknown now, it's 38 feet. So Katya needs 38 more feet of lights. Okay, so great job working with that one, friends. All right, friends, here is a copy of your problem set that you're going to work on. If you don't have a copy, you can pause the video and solve from here just using a piece of paper. All right, friends, I love it. You guys did an awesome job measuring and comparing differences in lengths using inches, feet, and yards. So please head back on over to the module to see what you need to complete for your independent practice. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to help. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye, friends!